Hello, and welcome to today's broadcast as we recognize the accomplishments of high school teacher Christa McAuliffe and officially unveil the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin. I'm Blair Hundertmark from First in Manchester, New Hampshire, and it's my pleasure to be hosting this broadcast. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the passage of the legislation and recognize Christa McAuliffe's legacy and her steadfast commitment to education and inspiring today's youth. We're honored to share in the unveiling of the Christa McAuliffe coin design with all of you tuning in before it goes on sale in 2021. For those of you new to First, you're probably asking, what is First? First is a nonprofit creating a world where science and technology is celebrated and where young people dream of becoming science and technology leaders. Nearly 700,000 youth in more than 100 countries participate in our hands-on, robotics-based programs where they learn essential skills like teamwork, collaboration, and critical thinking while becoming inspired by science and technology. Founded by inventor Dean Kamen, who we'll hear from a bit later, First has been leading the STEM movement and changing lives and culture for over 30 years. We're celebrating yet another inspiring milestone for educators, students, space aficionados, coin collectors, and the First community. Dean Kamen initiated the idea of creating a Christa McAuliffe coin to honor this brave New Hampshire social studies teacher who was selected to be the first participant in NASA's Teacher in Space program, inspiring students across the country to believe in something bigger than themselves. She and 6 others were tragically killed during the Space Shuttle Challenger launch on January 28, 1986. As a New Hampshire resident and passionate advocate for education, Dean was spurred to action to create a United States coin to honor her work as a teacher and connect the role she played in inspiring youth to the aims of First. But passing a coin bill through the U.S. Congress is an incredibly difficult task. So to get it across the finish line, Dean turned to our teams. Dean is famous for giving homework to First students, challenging them to look beyond their teams and using the skills they develop in First to reach out into their communities to help others. At the First Championship in 2016, Dean's homework was to connect with their local members of Congress to advocate for the passage of the Christa McAuliffe Coin Act. And First teams responded in full force. They wrote letters, emails, and texts. They made phone calls and left voicemails, and they met with their representatives in both their own states and in Washington, D.C., where a team-led movement created the National Advocacy Conference for First teams. Over 3 days in the summer, First team members advocated for STEM education and focused in part on advocating for sponsorship of the coin bill. It was an uphill battle, requiring 2/3 of members of Congress to support the bill before it could pass. And it worked. The bill had support from nearly every state. The efforts resulted in 311 co-sponsors of the House bill, including a bipartisan 189 Democrats and 122 Republicans. The Senate bill had 83 co-sponsors, including 38 Democrats and 45 Republicans. We're thrilled to see this coin go on sale next year. And at First, we're especially grateful that a portion of the proceeds from each coin purchase will go back into the First community, helping fund the next generation of innovators that Christa cared so deeply about. Today, we're joined by many individuals who played a critical role in helping make this coin a reality. Senator Jeanne Shaheen from New Hampshire and Representative Fred Upton from Michigan both spearheaded the coin efforts in the United States House and Senate as co-sponsors of the bill. Let's hear from them, as well as Representative Debbie Dingle, a critical ally in Michigan.
Hi, I'm Senator Jeanne Shaheen, and I am so pleased to join you to announce the unveiling of the Christa McAuliffe Silver Dollar Commemorative Coin. Christa McAuliffe was a beloved teacher from Concord, New Hampshire, and she was the first participant in NASA's Teacher in Space program. Her motto was, "I touch the future, I teach," and the very truth of that statement continues to be evident today. She and 6 astronauts were tragically killed in the 1986 Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. And here we are, nearly 35 years later, demonstrating that her life continues to inspire new generations of students and teachers. 83 senators from both sides of the aisle sponsored legislation authorizing this national commemorative coin in her honor. I thank the U.S. Mint for working with the McAuliffe family to design the coin we're unveiling today, and I thank Dean Kamen for his great idea. This coin will commemorate Christa McAuliffe's life and legacy, and it will support science, technology, engineering and math, or STEM education for today's young people. The kind of work that the first robotics competition does so well to engage young people. I'm looking forward to Americans from across the country being able to purchase this coin, and I can't wait to buy one of my own.
Well, I'm Congressman Fred Upton, Republican from Michigan, and a long time ago, Dean Kamen and I got together on so many different issues, and I became a believer big time in it is so exciting as I look at my students participate in this, look at the competition. I'm all in. You can't usually get me to stop. And Debbie Dingell, my good friend, a Democrat from my state, she and I worked together on so many different issues. One of them was getting this new coin for FIRST, so that in fact the sale of the coin will help offset some of the expenses, allowing more schools, more students to participate in just a life-changing dream. And I'll confess, I'm never going to do a coin again, Dean. You got me into this. I'm never going to be the lead co-sponsor of a coin bill again. It is so hard to get done. But at the end of the day, we got over 300 co-sponsors on this bill. We worked with the leadership on both sides. Obviously, the president signed it into law. But the bottom line is, it's going to help kids all across the country. And I'm looking forward to buying my coins to make sure that we offset the expenses. So with that, I'm going to yield to my good friend and leader on this coin effort, Debbie Dingell. And by the way, even though we took a year off from FIRST this last year because of COVID, you better be coming back. Debbie?
Thank you, Fred, Dean, and everybody gathered in New Hampshire. Fred and I really wish we could be with you. Fred is my friend, and we get into lots of good trouble, as John Lewis would say, together. But actually, Fred knew Dean. I had, met him, heard about him, but I knew about FIRST robotics for a long time before I ever came to Congress. There is nothing more exciting to me on a Saturday morning. Yes, Michigan football's good, but hey, lately forget that too. But there's nothing more exciting on a Saturday morning to be at one of the competitions and to go and talk to the kids and watch these competitions. And Fred and I together have gone to some of the finalists and been to the championships. And we both last spring discussed that we had planned on going together, and it was one of the things that was canceled by COVID. This coin is going to guarantee young people that they have an opportunity to compete in FIRST competitions for a long time. It's fun, and that's always important, but it teaches such critical skills in the STEM field, math and engineering and technology. It's the wave of the future, and we need our young people to learn these skills and have fun while doing it. So thank you, Dean, for your vision, your energy. Annie Custer was also part of our team. Fred was really, Dean would call Fred would drive Annie and I nuts. But we delivered, and we did it. It's about the young people. That's what we need to remember. This is about our young people and STEM and our future. So it's a great day today. Congratulations to everybody who helped make this happen.
And let me just close out by saying thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Annie. Thanks to everybody who worked on this. And I know Debbie said that this competes with football, not this year. We're both Wolverines. It's been a long year. But let me just say thanks for all that you do. If we're going to compete with the rest of the world, we have to be so good on this. Dean making this a personal cause, but spreading it to all of us, not only in the Congress, but across the country. You made a wonderful impact that'll be lasting for lifetimes. Finding the drugs to fight for a vaccine on COVID, making sure that we have the machinery and the tools so that we can go to outer space. All these different things come in large part because of the drive and interest that you've been able to foster across our high schools and below across the country. Thanks. God bless you all.
God bless. God bless the United States of America.
A special thank you for co-sponsoring this important bill and elevating this important issue. Representative Steny Hoyer from Maryland, a longtime family friend of the McAuliffes, is the Democratic Majority Leader in the United States House of Representatives. Responsible for planning and scheduling legislation, Representative Hoyer was critical in helping pass this bill and work to get it on the House floor for a vote. Let's hear from Representative Hoyer.
I am so happy to talk about my friend Christa McAuliffe and the gold coin which honors her service to our country and in the process will fund an extraordinary effort led by Dean Kamen called FIRST, which gets young people involved in science and technology and math and engineering projects through robotics. This is an extraordinary effort, and I want to congratulate Congressman Fred Upton and Congresswoman Debbie Dingell on their efforts to get this coin authorized. It will be an extraordinary effort, and Christa McAuliffe would be so proud. She was my dear friend. Her husband was my law clerk for 2 years, like me, a Georgetown law graduate who became a federal judge. Christa McAuliffe was a teacher. Christa McAuliffe got her master's degree in my district at Bowie State University, and she was an inspiration, a charismatic figure. This is such a great tribute to her. And she would be so proud of the fact that it is helping to fund educational efforts to make young people excited about the math and sciences, to make young people more able to contribute and invent, as Dean Kamen has, things that will make our society more successful and our lives easier. So congratulations to all of you who have been involved in this effort. On behalf of Christa McAuliffe, a wonderful American, a wonderful human being who inspired so many of us. And she said all the time, I touch the future, I teach. She did, and we were blessed.
Advocating for the passing of this bill was truly a community-wide effort. We're proud of the efforts FIRST teams across the country have made to make the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin possible. One of the FIRST teams at the forefront of this advocacy was from a little rural town in Missouri with a population of just 3,700. The town may be small, but this active team has a big presence. Please welcome mentor Sherry Comer and her first robotics competition students from Team 3284, the Camdenton Lasers.
Hi, I'm mentor Sherry Comer from Camdenton Laser 3284.
Hi, my name is Maya, and I'm the president and safety captain.
My name's Nick. I'm a chairman's presenter, and I'm on the outreach team.
And we're here to celebrate the passing of the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin Act.
As an educator, I was super excited to become involved with the Coin Act. I talked to our team, and we decided that it was something that we really wanted to concentrate on in 2016 when Dean assigned it as homework. I think back to when I was 19 years old attending college, and as an education major, everyone was super excited about a teacher being selected to go up on the space shuttle. We all gathered in the student union, and we were around one big TV, and the excitement was just palpable in the student union. And we all know that 73 seconds in, a disaster occurred. We all stood there and watched in horror, and I couldn't help but think about a interview that I had seen Christa do a couple of days before, where she talked about if you get asked to ride on a rocket ship, you don't ask what seat, you just jump on for the ride. And as an educator, I thought that set such an awesome example for not only youth, but for girls in general. It's just so important for girls to know that they can do anything. And it was something that I knew that I wanted to do in education. I wanted to jump on that rocket ship.
So Laser has been involved in the Christa McAuliffe Coin Act ever since Dean assigned us his homework at the World Championship. Our team, we've had team members write letters on the local and national level to try and advocate for the Christa McAuliffe Coin Act. But actually in 2019, I was one of a few members of my team who traveled to Washington, D.C. for the National Advocacy Conference, where we, along with several other teams, advocated for the Christa McAuliffe Coin Act and FIRST and STEM funding for legislators. These meetings actually were really, really impactful. For example, shortly after our own meetings with Senators Roy Blunt and Josh Hawley, they signed onto the Coin Act directly after. So these meetings that we had with our legislators really had a firsthand view of the impact that the Christa McAuliffe and the Coin Act had on our level as FIRST students and STEM education.
All right, advocacy is important on so many different levels, not just the national level, but also local and state levels. So our team first started writing letters to our state representatives about the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin Act, which we then were able to go on and meet with these state representatives. And then later on, we were able to work our way to our national level and meet with our senators as well as other representatives. So it's really important to emphasize that students should get out there and write letters. They should go and meet with their representatives, talk to them about advocacy. And it's something that worked for us with the Commemorative Coin Act because we were able to take it from a local level, just from writing letters, and build something up to the national level and eventually pass this Commemorative Coin Act.
So Christa McAuliffe, she was definitely a role model to me. She was a pioneer in STEM education, and whenever I first learned about her, I really thought she was just a big role model, especially for me, not only as someone who's involved in STEM education, but as a girl who's been involved in FIRST for nearly a decade now. Seeing a woman who is powerful in STEM, it's really impactful and it's really inspiring, especially for me, but not only just for me, but for students all across the nation.
Thanks, Sherry, Maya, and Nick, and thanks to your team. Great job, and thank you for all your efforts to make this possible. The Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin celebrates Christa and also recognizes her commitments and passion for space and educating what lives beyond Earth. A longtime FIRST strategic partner and one we're proud to have been collaborating with for many years is NASA. Like FIRST, NASA shares a mission of inspiration, innovation, and discovery. Many of our students have made significant and meaningful careers with NASA, and today we're happy to hear from FIRST alum Jenna Kay.
Hi, my name is Jenna K. Furch. I'm an alum of FIRST Robotics Competition Team 3184, Blaze Robotics from Burnsville, Minnesota. I am a recent graduate from the University of Minnesota, and over the last few years, I've completed a total of 5 NASA internships. I am now a full-time employee at NASA's Johnson Space Center, and I'm a mentor of FIRST Robotics Competition Team 118, the Robonauts. Some of my biggest inspirations and best friends are my mentors and previous teachers. I get asked a lot how I made it to NASA, and I can honestly say that I've been able to live my dreams because at each key stage of my life, I have had mentorship that has nudged me in the right direction. I truly think that good teachers are the backbone of society. That's one of the many reasons why this coin is so special to me as both a space lover and now a mentor. Christa McAuliffe was one of the first people to show that space is for everyone and not just rocket scientists. FIRST was one of the experiences that helped me prepare for my career at NASA. I learned that I love doing challenging work, but I also love having fun while doing it, and that is one of the things that made me decide to seek out a career with NASA. I remember when I was applying to my first NASA internship, there was a section on the application where they asked the applicant if they had participated in any NASA-affiliated programs such as FIRST Robotics before, and I was super excited to check that box. Like Christa, NASA was a goal for me, and it is fantastic to see her and her legacy celebrated.
Thanks, Jenna Kay. Before we get to the big unveil of the coin, let's hear from our elected officials from our home state here in New Hampshire, critical allies and vocal advocates when it came to push this bill forward and commemorate Christa's legacy.
Hello, I'm Senator Maggie Hassan. I'm sorry that we couldn't gather together in person, but welcome to this virtual design unveiling of the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin. And thank you to Dean Kamen for hosting this event and for all that he does for our state. Christa McAuliffe was driven by a passion for teaching and a desire to push the boundaries of human knowledge and discovery. and she remains an inspiration to Granite Staters and Americans from all walks of life. I was proud to work with our congressional delegation to introduce bipartisan legislation to make this commemorative coin a reality. This coin will help ensure that Christa McAuliffe's remarkable legacy and that of the entire Challenger crew lives on. And I am thrilled that it will continue her work of engaging more young people in the STEM fields by using the proceeds to support the FIRST robotics program. Thank you to everyone watching today, and stay safe.
I'm really pleased to be able to join you virtually to celebrate Christa McAuliffe and the reveal of the commemorative coin design. Christa McAuliffe was a dedicated public school teacher who understood how ordinary people doing extraordinary things can change the course of history. She dared to touch the future as a teacher and an astronaut selected from more than 11,000 applicants for NASA's Teacher in Space program. She inspired the world and furthered our nation's commitment to exploration inside and outside the classroom. I remember watching the shuttle launch as a kindergarten student on January 28, 1986, feeling the pride that a New Hampshire teacher from just up the road in Concord was making history. Like every other American watching that day, I never forgot the feeling of shock and sadness, knowing that Christa McAuliffe was lost along with her crewmates on the Space Shuttle Challenger. But today's event will help ensure that her legacy endures. The creation of this commemorative coin is one way we can honor her and all of our educators for opening doors of opportunity and challenging students to succeed. I was proud to help introduce the legislation that created this coin, which supports FIRST robotics and STEM education. And I want to thank my colleagues from the New Hampshire Congressional delegation for working so hard to ensure its passage. Dean Kamen, as always, played the role of visionary and catalyst on this project, and I want to congratulate Dean on today's milestone. There's no better way to honor Christa McAuliffe's memory than to spark the imaginations of our young people through FIRST, propelling the next generation of leaders, explorers, innovators, and dreamers. So once again, congratulations to Dean Kamen and all those who made this commemorative coin possible. Everyone stay safe and be well.
I'm thrilled to join you today for the unveiling of the design for the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin. Christa was a teacher at Concord High School, my alma mater. She was a smart, charming, and kind educator who left her mark on countless students by encouraging them to seek out the best in themselves and always reach a little higher. My mother, former state senator Susan McLean, was a dear friend of Christa's and loved going into her classroom each year. The New Hampshire Congressional delegation worked hard with our colleagues to pass the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin Act, and I was proud to play a key role in securing bipartisan support to pass the bill in the House. This coin will honor Christa and benefit the FIRST program to engage and inspire young people to become leaders in STEM fields. To Steve and the whole McAuliffe family, thank you for keeping Christa's spirit alive and continuing her mission. Who would have imagined all those many years ago that she would indeed touch the future and inspire all of us to reach higher? While we celebrate this coin and everything it represents, we also commemorate the 35th anniversary of the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. We remember and honor the lives of Christa and her fellow crew members. Christa represented the very best of New Hampshire, and this coin will help to cement her place in American history for generations to come.
It's now time for the unveil. So let's join Dean Kamen and Judge Steven McAuliffe at the McAuliffe Shepherd Discovery Center in Concord, New Hampshire.
Hello, everybody. This is a very exciting day. It was a long time coming, 35 years since the Challenger disaster. But out of it came a lot of inspiration for me and for a lot of people involved with FIRST. In around 1990, I asked my dad to give me artwork for both the front and back of a coin that would be very appropriately used to create an inspiring commemorative coin that would recognize a teacher, somebody who, as famously has said, "I touch the future, I teach." I thought that if we could create a coin that would be a national recognition of a teacher, of a woman that went into space, it would be the perfect way to demonstrate that we could inspire an entire generation of kids to appreciate science and technology. We formed FIRST for the singular purpose of creating inspiration in science and technology. And Christa McAuliffe, the teacher, is all of that. We tried a number of times to go to Washington to convince them we need a coin. The first coin to have a teacher. The first coin that would have the proceeds help create teams all over this country to be involved in this program called FIRST. Each time we went down, we were told it's really, really, really hard to get a coin done and that we'd have no chance. They were wrong. Last year, with the help of a lot of special people in Washington, including both of our senators, Jean Shaheen and Maggie Hassan, and a bunch of people from Congress, including our two representatives, Chris Pappas and Annie Custer, as well as two, again, exceptionally passionate FIRST supporters from Michigan, Fred Upton and Debbie Dingell, along with a longtime supporter and friend of the McAuliffe family, Congressman Steny Hoyer. We put our bill through, and we were told, you'll never get it because it takes a 60% margin to make a coin happen, not just the standard 50%. We didn't get 60% of the Congress and 60% of the Senate. We got nearly unanimous support for this coin in both the House and the Senate due to the leadership of the people I just mentioned and due to the enormous support of the thousands of FIRST teams around the United States that said this coin is important for a lot of reasons. It will make a statement about teachers inspiring kids. And it will be an appropriate way to recognize and use this coin to remember Christa McAuliffe and what she represents. So the bill was turned into law. The Mint went to work. And we wanted to make sure that the front of that coin represented a piece of art that Judge McAuliffe would be proud of. We wanted to make sure it would have on it that great statement that the teacher, Christa McAuliffe, made, "I touch the future, I teach." And we wanted to have on it our FIRST logo. All of those were difficult, but Judge McAuliffe was masterfully helpful in ensuring that we got what we asked for, and we're here today with the Honorable Judge McAuliffe to unveil both the image of Christa on the front of this coin and her vision and those statements and our logo on the back side, on the reverse side of this coin. And so it is now my great honor to introduce the Honorable Judge Steve McAuliffe.
Well, thank you and good afternoon. It's obviously a great privilege and honor to be here at the McAuliffe Shepard Discovery Center and Planetarium. This in honor of Christa and one of New Hampshire's other great, well, the great hero of space, astronaut Alan Shepard. Obviously, having a coin minted in memory of Christa is an incredible honor and a very humbling experience. And let me assure you, her family and all her friends are greatly honored and thrilled that the Mint has chosen to mint this coin with the authorization of Congress. Obviously, the person who put this together is Dean. It would not have happened but for him. He's a legend here in New Hampshire about when it comes to getting things done that are not only useful but inspirational, such as this coin. And I hope it all works out well for FIRST, because it's an incredible organization, and as mentioned in other testimonials, it serves our students well. I'd also like to thank our Senators Shaheen and Hassan, and our Congress members of Congress, Annie Custer and Chris Pappas, for all the help that they gave in getting this coin through the Congress. And I'd particularly like to thank my old boss and mentor, Steny Hoyer. You know, you go through life, and if you're lucky, you have 5 or 6 heroes in your life, and Steny's always been one of mine. I had the privilege of being his law clerk while at Georgetown Law School, and Steny will always be a hero of mine, super guy. And thanks for all the help in getting this done. I don't know Congressman Upton or Congresswoman Dingell, but from what I understand from Dean, they were instrumental, and without their help, this would have been a much more difficult journey than it was. But the credit goes to Dean. I've seen the design that we're about to unveil. It's awesome. It's incredible work. And I know both of us are thrilled with the outcome, which we're going to, I guess, reveal to you in just a minute. I hope you all will like it. I think you will. But let me just say this. It memorializes Christa, but she's sitting on my shoulder, and she's whispering in a rather loud stage whisper. I would be remiss if I did not make the point that she always made, which is that it's not about her, and it wasn't about her personally. It was about her in her representative capacity as a teacher. She was doing this for her profession. So this coin, I think you should all see in that light. So if you're a teacher, or if you were a teacher, or if you're going to be a teacher, this coin is for you. This coin represents you. And it represents the incredible work you do for our country and the incredible work you do for children. So look at it in that light. That's the way she would want you to look at it. And it's gorgeous. So without further ado, Dean, with your approval, may I assist you in the reveal?
You may.
Now, I don't know where artists get their talent. As a person with very little talent, I'm always admiring of people that can play instruments or paint or draw or carve. But this carving of Christa's face is from one of my favorite photographs of her, and how that was accomplished in a relief is amazing to me. But it's just gorgeous, and I love it. And I think both Dean and I love the reverse. It's symbolic of what you teachers do. And I'm particularly appreciative of the fact that the Mint included the 7 stars for Christa's crewmates. We always try to do that in any kind of project, and I know she'd be very happy about that as well. And Dean, would you like to come up?
Thank you, Your Honor. It was no small task. Judge McAuliffe is being very humble. We were first told that they don't put the name of organizations on coins. But there's a first for everything. And on the first coin, with the first teacher on a coin, we have the first logo on a coin. And again, that says a lot about the commitment of all the people that sponsored this bill, of all the FIRST teams around the country that we hope are going to go out and make sure that these coins are distributed to our current fans and supporters, and will be there for our future supporters. Again, Judge, they never would have done this without your continued support, so I thank you. But I thank you, your family, your friends, the community and the country for a long time going forward will have a symbol here of what the inspiration of a teacher can really do. So thank you.
Thank you, Dean and Judge McAuliffe. We are inspired by your words and excited to see the coin's design. Here to give us some background on the coin's design and history of the commemorative coin program is the director of the United States Mint, David Ryder.
Hello, I'm Dave Ryder, Director of the United States Mint, and it's a pleasure to help unveil the 2021 Christa McAuliffe Silver Dollar design. Every day across the nation, the United States Mint connects Americans through coins, and next year it will be our great privilege to connect America to the extraordinary achievements of Christa McAuliffe. Judge McAuliffe, Senator Enzi, Senator Sheehan, Congressman Upton, Governor Sununu, and members of the New Hampshire delegation. Thank you for your support of this program. Since our institution's founding in 1792, the men and the women of the United States Mint have taken great pride in rendering the story of our nation in enduring examples of numismatic art. As the largest mint in the world, the United States Mint produces the coinage required by our nation to conduct its trade and commerce. In addition, Congress authorizes the production and sale of commemorative coins to pay tribute to the people, the events that have significantly impacted our lives. Since the beginning of the modern commemorative coin program in 1982, the U.S. Mint has raised more than $522 million in surcharge to help build or enhance our museums, preserve our historical sites, and support important national programs. If all the legislated mintages sold, the program could raise $3.5 million. As the legislation dictates, a portion of each of the commemorative coins is turned over to sponsoring organizations and projects that benefit community. For this program, surcharges in the amount of $10 for each silver dollar coin authorized paid for the inspiration and recognition of the Science Technology Organization, or FIRST Robotics program, for the purpose of engaging and inspiring young people through mentor-based programs to become leaders in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We're excited to reveal the design for the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Silver Dollar. Designed by the Artistic Infusion Program designer Lordy J. Musser and sculpted by United States Mint medallic artist Phoebe Hemphill, the obverse which features a portrait of Christa McAuliffe with a hopeful gaze. Inscriptions are Christa McAuliffe, 2021, Liberty, and In God We Trust. Designed by Artist Infusion Program designer Emily Damstra and sculpted by United States Mint Chief Engraver Joseph Mena, the reverse depicts Christa McAuliffe as a teacher, smiling as she points forward and upward, symbolizing the future. 3 high school-age students look on with wonder. The 7 stars above them pay tribute to those who perished in the Challenger tragedy. Around the border are their inscriptions, I touch the future, I teach, E pluribus unum, $1, and the United States of America. The logo of the FIRST organization is also included. Almost 35 years ago, the world watched as tragedy unfolded in the skies over Florida. As a first participant in NASA's Teacher in Space program, Christa embodied the dreams of many who wished to reach for the stars. The Space Shuttle Challenger explosion, etched into the minds of an entire generation, will never be forgotten. The Christa McAuliffe Silver Dollar will celebrate the life and legacy of a true pioneer, a passionate educator, and an inspiration to millions. We hope this coin will honor Christa's memory and are proud to assist in the continued legacy of her mission to inspire young people to become science and technology leaders. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Ryder. And thank you to all who joined us here for this special occasion. First has been honored to help shepherd the passage of the Christa McAuliffe Commemorative Coin Act, fittingly recognizing a role model from New Hampshire who inspired so many students and individuals across the United States and beyond. Christa's memory and hope for a brighter future remains close to us all. As we close today's broadcast, we extend a special thanks to all our guests today for your efforts, your commitment, and support of FIRST and STEM education. Stay tuned for more information coming from the United States Mint about how you can receive a Christa McAuliffe coin in 2021. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you soon.